Welcome to Patchy and Friends.
Today we're going to learn about how to draw a spaceship. To invent a spaceship, you have to think outside of the box. The German V2 was the first spacecraft sent into orbit in 1944, and the Sputnik 1 was the first artificial satellite sent up in 1957 by the Soviet Union. Some spaceships have a crew, and some do not. The first crewed spacecraft was Vostok 1, piloted by cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, which was launched by the Soviet Union in 1961 and completed a full Earth orbit. Another crewed spacecraft was of course Apollo 11, which carried the crew to the moon, where Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to ever walk on the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many spaceships, though, have no crew and are operated remotely from Earth.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
These uncrewed spacecrafts include Earth orbit satellites like Explorer 1, the first U.S. satellite placed into orbit, lunar and planetary probes such as Cassini-Huygens, which studies the planet Saturn, and deep space investigation probes like Stardust, which was launched by NASA in February 7, 1999. Stardust's primary mission was to collect and bring back samples of cosmic dust. The fastest spaceship created was the Parker Solar Probe, launched by NASA in 2018. It reaches speeds of 430,000 miles per hour. Just for comparison, that is 1,500 times slower than the speed of light, but it's still a huge number. Keep in mind, the speed of light is over 600 million miles per hour. Finally, the furthest spaceship from the Sun is Voyager 1, which was launched by NASA in 1977 with a goal of studying the outer solar system. It is currently in its 42nd year of operation and still communicates with Earth. As of year 2020, it is over 13 billion miles away from Earth. This is just a short history of Earth's most far-traveling vehicles. Now, let's learn to draw them. To invent a spaceship, you have to think outside the box. Same with drawing one. When drawing a spaceship, the first thing we need to look at is the basic shapes that make up this mechanism. Generally, most spaceships have a cylinder and a cone. We can look at other spaceships through time and fictional spaceships, but we can also try something a little different. First, let's look back at those basic shapes that make up a spaceship. And now, let's find other things that look like these shapes. We can look at household objects as well as online references of anything that holds that shape. These could be plant references, other mechanisms, other art and naturalistic studies of magnified objects, or even insects. Now I have gathered a lot of references to look at, and I'm ready to start drawing the silhouette combinations, which are just a bunch of dark shapes constructed from pieces of the reference. Here are my final silhouette spaceships. Because I use shapes from nature and other references that are not spaceship related, I got more variety than if I limited my search to only spaceships to build off. Now I'm going to choose the one or two of these images that I like most and rebuild them, keeping in mind the basic 3D shapes for the main parts and the specific references I have for the details. I will start by constructing a platform for both of these, similar to how architects create a building plan before planning specific walls. Next, I will think of that diagram of 2D to 3D and convert each 2D part into a 3D shape. Make sure to draw through as though your object is transparent. Again, this is not unlike architectural studies, and this allows you to place parts in the correct area on the side you can't see to be sure that you see them stick out correctly. Now that I have two plans for spaceships, I will create one final one with parts I like from both of them. For an extra challenge, you can turn your spaceship drawing into a diagram by making some parts transparent. For this part, make sure to rely on your basic 3D shape parts. This step can allow you to showcase where you might place your astronauts or invent and add whatever you think your spaceship needs, maybe an ice cream bar or the anti-gravity dodgeball chamber. I know I use Photoshop to draw this, but you guys can use pencils, pens, or even markers to draw the outlines and then color in with paint or colored pencil. Thank you so much for watching my video and check out my other art tutorials on this channel. Patchy says bye!